On this episode of the Rust Friends podcast, we're going to talk about NXT's debut on the CW network in Chicago. And there was definitely blood spilled on WWE's latest show, Bad Blood. And of course, we're always going to talk about the shenanigans in the world of wrestling. So, Rust Friends, let's talk about wrestling.
For the thousands in attendance, for the millions watching around the world.
You know what that means, boys and girls? Tenemos! Settle! Goodbye and good night. Bang!
What's up, Rust Friends? How is everyone doing? My name is Edie.
Hello, everyone. My name is Teddy.
And you are listening to the Rust Friends podcast. And boy, do we have a lot to cover. It's been a while since we've had a podcast and since we've chatted with you guys. So we have been doing a lot.
Yes.
We've been doing a lot. We went to NXT, which made its debut on the CW network here in Chicago. Rosemont, but you know, it is what it is. We took that journey all the way to Allstate Arena.
Yes.
And well, before that, I was told that I was going to be in a suite.
Real.
So I got the tickets through my job because my company is the sister company of the CW network. So that was how that connection was made. And because at the station, I am the only wrestling fan, they were like, hey, do you want to go to the show? It's going to be in a suite and this. And I was like, oh, sure. Like, I would love to go. And I was like, who am I going with? Duh, Rust Friend. So, of course, Rust Friend, what did you say when I asked you if you wanted to go?
Well, right away, I mean, the first thing I saw was that you said we were going to be in a box. And then I saw the description. There was going to be some execs in there. And I'm like, what? What do you mean there's going to be like executives of what? You know, what are the executives of? I was a little nervous. But then I'm like, I realized that it was going to be the premiere of NXT on the CW. And I'm like, okay, this is going to be special. And we had to be there.
Absolutely.
Like, Rest Friends from Chicago, of course, we had to be there.
Of course, we had to make our debut as well. Like,
Duh, yes.
So the tickets get sent to me. And there was nothing special about the tickets, which you can kind of tell when like a Ticketmaster ticket gets sent to you and you're like, interessante.
Yeah.
This one just said like regular seats, regular numbers. So I was like, oh, okay. Like, that's fine. But also we got to the arena and there was no suites. So I'm like, that makes sense. I mean, there are suites in the arena, but there was none that were being used.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, this makes sense. Like, everyone just probably got a ticket. Mind you, our tickets were fantastic.
I was going to say, our seats were very good.
We were like third, fourth row in the 100 section, right behind all of the monitors. We got to see everything that was going on. And we had a really, really great view. So I'm glad that we got to experience that. We're still going to be in a suite sometime. Don't know when. But yeah, it was giving me flashbacks, freshman, to when we were front row at Monday Night Raw. Do you remember that?
Yes, and we were so excited. We didn't know how to feel. We didn't know how to act.
We were so excited. It was good times. But NXT was also good times. We got to see Shawn Michaels. We got to see Triple H. And I don't frequently watch NXT, but I do kind of know like what's going on in terms of like I follow on social media and stuff. But we got to see Lola Vice and Jada Parker versus Fatal Influence, which the gears were gearing for the ladies. Shout outs to them.
Yes, they were.
And also, if you guys are subscribed to our YouTube channel, the vlog is up. You guys can go and see our journey and the frights that we had for all of the CM Punk t-shirts, because there was a lot of
There was too many, and we weren't even in the arena yet, and we were surrounded by CM Punk t-shirts.
Honestly, I feel like that's how people feel on The Walking Dead when all of the zombies are surrounding you and you're just like, I'm the only person alive. All right.
No, because the way we were side-eyeing everyone, just trying to see what shirt they were wearing, because then everyone would just appear with the CM Punk t-shirt.
Yes, it's like a jump scare. Absolutely.
It felt like we were in an episode of Black Mirror.
That's a great way to describe it. Yes, exactly like that. So once we got into the arena, there was also multiple CM Punk t-shirts, which, oh my God, see the love that CM Punk gets. Like, you just can't deny it that Chicago is going to love CM Punk no matter what. And it was definitely shown at this show because we were booing, but it wasn't enough. It was not enough. So we also got to
It
see,
was not enough.
yeah, we also got to see Zachary Wentz and Wesley in a street fight. That was pretty cool. And I
That was a good
in the
match.
video I talked to you about like Wesley's entrance. I was like, oh my god, this is cute. This is a cute entrance. The pinks and the purples. I was like, it's a vibe.
Hey, we pay attention to those things
Yes.
too. We pay attention to the entrances.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and for who the people who were watching it on TV, there was a spot, a chairs match, what chairs match? Table spot
Table
where
spires.
Zachary was like jumping off of the top rope and he just did not make it. He overshot it and people were in the crowd yelling, "Oh, it's a botch. Oh, you missed it or you fucked up. You fucked up." But like literally in those situations, it terrifies me because anything could be wrong in that moment. Like he could be more injured as opposed to if he had gone through that table. It's just a scarier situation to be in, and I feel like as
Hmm.
fans, sometimes you need to shut the fuck up.
Yes,
Because that
yes.
that was a moment where we're like, holy shit, like something could have gone wrong, or something could be wrong right now, and everyone's like, you fucked up, you fucked up. Like, all right, you go do it then. You go do that spot and see where the fuck you land.
You know what I thought? What I never went back to watch it on TV, but what I thought I saw was that the other
Wes,
what are their names? Restaurant. I know Zachary.
yeah, Zachary's the one that missed it, and then Wes is the other
Right.
one. Yeah.
Wes. There you go. I thought Wes threw him. I thought that's what happened.
Yeah. So I guess he was supposed to throw him a little lighter. Like
Okay,
con,
right. So
con no
that
tanta
he did.
fuerza. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Yikes. No, yeah,
Crazy.
that spot was crazy to see in person. You just see someone flying and whoop.
And we were like,
Like,
oh,
oh,
and they didn't hit. We didn't hear anything.
yeah.
We also
Yes.
got to see Miz. We got to see a little bit of Miz TV and his dance moves, which you do see
Hmm.
in the vlog. And the Miz is just so ridiculous all of the time. His little dance moves were literally making me cackle. To I think Oba Femi's intro, where like
Uh-huh.
which I never experienced in person, which that was a cool entrance. We were like, oh okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's cool. But Miz was loving that, and we got to see. I think it was my favorite match of the night. We got to see Julia versus Roxy. That was
Yes.
so cool, and they opened up the show. I had never seen Julia wrestle up until that point, and let me tell you, she's got it.
Yes. Yes, she does. That was a very good match. That was one of my favorites as well.
Mhm.
It was very nice to see. I mean, I throughout the whole show, right? But the Julia and Roxy match made me feel like it's very nice to see um women matches like that in NXT because it takes me back to like the women that used to be there, Charlotte, Bailey, Sasha. Yeah, it was really nice. I hadn't been into NXT for a while
Yeah,
now, and seeing Roxana and Julia throw it down like that, I was like, okay,
you're like, okay, okay, I see you, girls.
I can keep watching this.
Yeah, we
I
also.
want to know what's going to keep happening.
Oh yeah, no, because I think Stephanie Vaquer is also going to get in there somewhere.
Yes.
So I'm excited for Stephanie because I just know she can throw it down. I'm really excited. But we also got to see the main event, which was Ethan Page versus Trick Williams for the NXT Championship, which was ruined for us in the first 2 minutes of that match
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
the confetti cannons came out.
We knew.
I was very disappointed. We knew that there was going to be a change of championships because why would confetti cannons come out? This also happened when was it Chris Statlander and Jade? I don't remember. I think Jade won it back from Chris Statlander. They brought out confetti cannons and we were like, ah, damn it! Like we knew this was gonna happen. I don't remember exactly what situation that was, but it was very similar to that. And I was like, come on, guys, at least put them on the TV side, so we would have it a little bit more discreet. But I guess
I was being
if they put it on the other side, the other people would have made more noise than us because we were in a section that did not have a lot of people. It was
yeah.
like the non-TV side, so it was like all the cameras, all the other media. Yeah.
Yeah. I was a little delulu for a bit, and I was like, maybe they're just bringing that out because it's the NXT's premiere on the CW, and you're like, I don't know, Rich friend. I think Ethan is losing, and I was like, I don't know.
Also, can we hold on before we talk about Shawn Michaels opening the show? Which I'm so sorry, guys, if you expected this show to be one of order, because it is definitely not. Okay, we
Absolutely
are
not.
gonna be flip flopping around. I'm gonna be throwing things out there, but there was some idiot behind us during this match chanting "Big Back Ethan." Like,
Oh
excuse me, do you
yeah.
remember this, best friend? And I told you, and I'm like, if I turn around, this guy better be fucking gorgeous. Like, this better be the best looking man ever in life. And I turned around, I didn't see anybody that caught my eye, and I said, "That's what I fucking thought. You get in there, big back. You get in there."
Yes.
Mm-mm.
We didn't even know who it came from, but no one back there looked better than Ethan Page, that's for sure.
Exactly. Exactly. No one was looking better than Ethan. No one was looking better than Trick. No one was even qualified. Like,
No,
mm-mm. I
no.
knew if
We couldn't even put anyone on a lineup. No, they would not qualify for even a lineup.
no, if
Nope.
that person got up, I know the knees were gonna crack because my knees crack when I get up. So I just knew that they were not gonna be up to par. Mm-mm. I hate people.
Just know that if you're gonna be at a show where Rest Friends is gonna be at, you never know what we're gonna comment on.
You
You
never
never know what
know.
we're gonna make a comment
You
on.
really never know. And there was also a
Just
man behind me, um, not directly behind me, but to my left, that was like when Julia and Roxy were in that in the ring, they were like facing each other and he was like, "Okay, now kiss." And I like turned around and I looked at him, but he was like giggling. And then when I turned around and looked at him, he shut up. And I'm like, "Exactly, because it's not funny, sir." And they wouldn't
I
even
did not hear that.
first of all, they would not even look at you. He's probably like 5 feet tall. He looked like he had nothing going on for him. And if you guys are listening to this thinking, "Oh wow, you guys are kind of bullies," no, everybody who
Oh
says some misogynistic shit, who is um disrespectful in any type of way, they can go fuck themselves. And if you're
no,
defending them, you can go
absolutely.
fuck yourself too. Like,
No, absolutely. Like if there's so much I can say. I don't know if I should.
best friend, go ahead. This is our Cheeseman podcast today. We got time. We're only 11 minutes
If
in.
if you're a man and Rest Friends are around, you're gonna have to learn how to shut the fuck up,
Mm-hmm.
or you're gonna be told something. I think that's the thing. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. Can we ever go to a show where at least one man doesn't make a weird ass fucking comment? I
Mm-hmm.
don't think so. It happens at every fucking show. We don't have the most disrespectful people at every show. We've had our fair share of disrespectful people, right? And it's always men. It is always men, Rest Friend. When has it not been a man? No,
Mm-hmm.
like it has always been men. There's always very disrespectful comments. And it's not just about we want to enjoy the show. Like it's also like you're making people uncomfortable. There's also kids sometimes. So I love that you always say something about that restaurant because I completely forgot that there was a couple annoying comments. But I did not hear the Julia and Roxy
Mm-hmm.
comment.
I should have
That's
like
disgusting.
I should have did a what is it? Andrade has that little elbow, like the back elbow. Jericho does it too. I don't know what it's called. Oh, he the Judas effect, I think. I don't
Uh
know.
huh.
Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I'm glad we're not on live because people would be people would be like, "She doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about."
Whatever a back elbow is,
Whatever a back elbow is, that okay.
whatever move they use their back
I just
elbow
know
with.
Andrade does a cute little butterfly spin, and I only say butterfly
Yes.
spin because he reminds me of those little Barbies that had the wings where you would like pull the bottom out and they would soar up and fly like that, and then
Yeah.
the elbow. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay. Okay, best friend. You would be like a little fairy
Like a
wrestler.
little fairy,
Now
boom,
that's
with a
what
little
I'm
elbow.
thinking.
Yeah, that's cute, 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 cute.
That's very cute.
All right, let's get back to the intro. So Shawn Michaels comes out. We absolutely lose our minds because it's Shawn Michaels. Like,
Right.
it's Shawn Michaels. So he comes out. We're singing. It's in the vlog, like I said, guys. And
Yeah.
he reveals 2 new championship titles, one for the men, one for the women. They were beautiful. And then he's like, "All right, guys, I got 2 words for you." And then we hear, "Oh no, 3 words for you. Are you ready?" And Triple H comes out. I'm so sorry, guys. It is the morning. It's Monday morning, guys. It's been a long week for me.
You are forgiven, best friend.
Jesus. He said, "I got 2 words for you." Anyway, Triple H comes out. We also lose our minds for Triple H. Shout outs to him, which I have beef with him, but we'll talk about that later. And
Right.
these championships weren't the only reveal of the week, but at the end of the show, I got a new men's champion for NXT in Trick Williams. I think he's now 2-time NXT champion. Shout outs to him. It was a really great match. And CM Punk was the special guest referee. So CM Punk afterwards um, does the go to sleep on Ethan, and of course we were continuing to boo.
Yeah.
But CM Punk gets on the mic and is like, "All right, guys, I love you. Pizza's on me on the way out," something like that, right? And we were like, "Pizza? What the heck?" And as we're leaving, we don't see pizza anywhere. So I was like, "Best friend, this is a little shady, first of all, because CM Punk, you lied." And I was like, "Is it only through one exit?" And then I was like, at first, I thought he was gonna say CM Punk paletas, and I was so excited because I'm like, "Oh my god, the
Yes.
CM Punk paletas, those will go hard. Like that's crazy." And there was not paletas, but we get outside and we see a bunch of trucks for Luminati's Pizza, and they were just handing out little mini pizza, personal size deep dish pizzas. And we're like, oh my God. So we went to go get our little deep dish pizza, and CM Punk really paid for all of these pizzas. I'm sure there was a deal, right? Some kind of sponsorship between them and WWE, some type of, or, contract that they came up with. But there was several vans delivering these pizzas. So shout outs to
Mm-hmm.
Luminati's. They have great calamari. I love their calamari. They're not my go-to pizza place. I think there's a lot of other pizza places, but Illuminati's, if you ask people, it is like on their top list somewhere
Mm-hmm.
of
It
pizza.
is.
But what did you think of that surprise that we got at the end of the night, restaurant?
It was definitely a surprise. I mean, I did not see it coming. I didn't think I would ever be in attendance again for a show where CM Punk would gift us something like food, I guess. It was crazy. It was crazy to hear, like, you guys, the way he said I love you
Mm-hmm.
was like, it's like if he was telling AJ Lee that, like, he was like, I love you guys. And I was like, whoa. And then seeing the little mini pieces too, I thought it was going to be like a slice or something. And it was
Mm-hmm.
literally legitimately a little mini deep dish pizza. I don't know. I think it was a nice gift
It
from
was,
him if you're a fan of his.
yeah, it was a very nice gesture. It was a
Yeah.
great thank you to his fans. That's what I can say about that.
Yeah. I mean, that's all there is to say.
Did you eat the pizza?
No.
I had two slices. Because
Okay.
there was it's divvied up by four. But Luminati's is not my favorite pizza.
Yeah.
Um, no shade to Luminati's. Like I said, they've been around since the 40s in Chicago. They're like a staple.
It's just
Um,
not your
it's
preference.
not my preference. And it's only because of the cheese and the sauce. I am a huge girl for dairy, for cheese.
Yeah.
So that's what I look for in a pizza, and it just wasn't giving. I think it's still upstairs, tbh, in the like my
Okay.
dad and my brother didn't eat it either.
No one even touched it.
No,
No one
except for
else.
my first
I
son,
offered it to Sergio and he said absolutely not. Absolutely not.
because he
And I'm
doesn't
like,
like it,
well,
or because
huh.
he doesn't like it, or what?
Okay, well, he said fuck Punk. I don't want anything from him.
Oh
And I'm like,
wow.
okay.
Okay, I respect it.
Um, and me too. I mean, why not? That look, my feelings for Punk to me are like whatever.
Hmm.
For me, it's the people that were real fans of him, and that's Sergio. Like Sergio was a like real fan. He defended this man a lot, And now for him, it's like fuck Punk, and I'm like, okay, there's no questions. I'm not asking you any questions. I'm not making you eat the pizza.
Hmm.
I'm not the biggest uh, fan of pizza, so that's why I didn't even touch it. But I did give it to my mom and my sister who love pizza.
Okay. Shout outs
But
to you.
it didn't go to waste, you guys. I did not throw it to the garbage or anything. I'm not that of an asshole. But my sister's like, well, I love pizza. And I'm like, well, then you can
Well,
have
then
it.
you can have it. There you go. Yeah, good gesture for Punk from Punk to the CM Punk fans, because, like I said,
Yes.
there was plenty of love being shown to him at the arena that night.
There
So
was. There
yeah.
was. There really, really was. I will say that I feel like the paleta gesture was definitely so much fun. I
The
do wish it was
paleta,
paleta.
oh, I really wish I would have got
I
a little
do
mini
wish it was the
paleta.
paleta.
Honestly, that would have been a great way to bring back the WWE paletas. Be like, and the first one is CM Punk, and the next
Yeah.
one could have been John Cena because he's retiring. Like, come on, WWE.
Imagine. Like, I know. I wonder if they do have plans for that because a lot of fans talk about the WWE paletas.
Yup. And
Hmm.
it was just like a staple of people's childhood that I think they would sell well.
Yes.
Also, WWE gets a lot of kids, so who doesn't want to get their
Yes.
kid a WWE popsicle when they're there at the show as another like little sweet alternative? Because like, what do we have? Pretzels at
Right.
the shows,
Exactly.
pretzels. So there's
Nachos and
only
pizza. Right.
yeah. So that would
Did you
be
ever have one?
yes, I did. Yeah, my ice cream truck used to sell them.
Right.
So when the ice
Okay.
cream
I
truck would
never
come
chose
around,
that, so I have no idea what it tastes like. I have no idea what the ingredients are in
it's
one. I
literally
have no
just like
idea.
a like an ice cream sandwich. It's just made it's made like
Mm,
that, but then they put the wrestler's little face on it. Yeah.
right.
So, oh man, good times, good times. Alrighty, let's talk about Bad Blood. And guys, we're not gonna talk about every single match. We're not gonna talk about every single thing that happened because I did not watch it.
And if Edie didn't watch it, I didn't watch it.
I
She sent me
watched.
the
I sent you the highlights.
the highlights.
So I watched for sure like two matches and like one thing that was happening because when I started watching like Gunther was in there and I
Mhm.
thought people were chanting Walter, Walter. So that's what I told my dad they were chanting, but they were actually chanting Goldberg because Goldberg was there. I respect exactly the face that you are making was the face that I made because I was like, why is Goldberg there? And this man
What the fuck?
takes his jacket off, us friend, and he hops all over. I think he hops over the barricade. That's where I stopped watching. Honestly, somebody tell me if he did
You're
confront
like, no.
or did not confront Gunther because honestly, he's gonna get his ass beat because Goldberg can't wrestle. I'm so confused.
Like, what are you doing there, Goldberg?
Like, and people were so excited to see Goldberg. I'm like, why? He doesn't do anything. It's like when people, I mean, todavía te la paso if you are excited for Brock Lesnar, right? Say what you want about Brock Lesnar, but at least he can do a little hop and a skip and a jump in there. Goldberg
Well,
can't do
not
anything.
anymore. Don't bring Brock Lesnar back anymore, WWE, please.
Best friend.
But yes.
He was allegedly. I haven't confirmed this for my. You know what? We can confirm this right now. That
¿Qué me vas a decir, best
he
friend?
was added back to the WWE roster page.
No, he
Brock
wasn't.
Lesnar. That's what I heard. But you know what?
After the whole McMahon situation, absolutely not.
That's crazy, right? That's fucking crazy. Let me see. I can confirm or deny right now on this roster. That's literally craziness. But anyway, Goldberg was just chilling there. I'm like, there's no way that you're gonna fight Walter, Jesus, that you're gonna fight Gunther and win. Like, what is the reason for that? What is the storyline? I'm very confused on that. What are your
Yeah.
thoughts on a possible Goldberg return, Russ friend?
No, best friend, there's no thoughts. No.
There's none at all.
No.
Oh my
no.
God. That's Russ friend. You're hilarious. All right.
I don't know, best friend, there's nothing to say.
All right, I'm on the E's. All right, they still have Big E. Russ friend, he's on the roster list. Let me share my screen. Look. Right on the same area as Booker T, Braun Strowman, Brinley Reese, and
What is
Brock
wrong
Lesnar.
with them?
Oh my God. People, you need to get your lives together because there's no way that you would bring, and I guess they didn't announce it either because some people were just, they found it out on Twitter like, oh my God, he's back on there. So I was like, okay. Craziness.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Sigh.
You just would think that after McMahon is gone, things would change, at least in that aspect, because I mean, it's not like they've tried to defend his name. So what is he doing back? It's not like we've had oh no, it's not true what was said about Brock Lesnar. Nothing has been said. So for them to just add him back on the roster page, do they think we're gonna forget?
Craziness.
That's crazy. Crazy.
And I heard some things about Sable too, which I was like, oh, that she just like was not a nice person. But
really,
but people were like Trish in the documentary. These are rumors, guys. Allegedly. All right. That Trish in her documentary or when she was talking in the Vince McMahon thing that she said that she was so nice or whatever. But apparently she was just not a nice person. Which there's a lot of people who aren't nice people, right? So that I take with a grain of salt because a lot of people's just attitudes just don't mix. Or maybe she was nice to some people and not nice to some other people. But it is what it is. You know, we're nice to some people and also not nice to other people. It is what it is.
That is what it is. My thing with Sable is like, look, I mean, I'm not gonna 100. I'm not the type of person I'm gonna go 100% by what's said in a documentary, right? But they show, well, they talk about how she sued WWE because of I believe it was SA allegations, and but then she ended up. I forgot if they settled it, but then she went back to WWE and worked with WWE. So to me, that was like, whoa, first you were suing them, and because there was some kind of discrimination, but then she was back. That was my only. That's the all I know about Sable and what's it called besides her career in WWE. So I had no idea. I've never heard comments about her being rude, so that's crazy. It sucks when you hear, especially the women are not the nicest people because we look up to them all these years and we think they're like the nicest people. Like, oh my God, I can't wait to maybe one day meet them because they seem so sweet. And then you find out that they're not the same people backstage.
Or that they're anti-vaxxers.
Or that they're anti-vaxxers. Yes. Absolutely.
I literally, the way she ruined my life for that, I am so disappointed because I loved Candice Michelle growing up. She was like top 3 for me. It was like Trish, Lita, Candice Michelle.
Okay.
And then Melina and Maria. Like, I'm so pissed.
No, I know that was crazy. The fact that she was out there really, quote unquote, advocating and being an anti-vaxxer. I was like, girl.
And it was crazy because I remember the first time I saw her at like a wrestling event or whatever. I was like, oh, she's still so beautiful. And I was like, I just like have so many memories of her and like terrible. Okay, let's get back to this pay-per-view. All right, so
back to what we came for.
The first match that I want to talk about is Rhea versus Liv Morgan for the women's, is it the World Championship? I don't know which title it was. I'm so sorry, guys. Once they changed it from the Raw to the SmackDown
one. They change the names all the time.
Like, you lost me there. I'll figure it out. I'm sorry. But I want to talk about, did you see Dominic Mysterio falling from this cage, rest friend? If not, I have the footage. We will watch it right now.
Send the footage.
I have it. Okay, ready? It's muted.
Yes.
So we're just gonna like watch it. Like he's just leaning out of the cage and boom. Rest friend, when I tell you I yelled because I thought that he had actually like was going to fall and I yelled and my mom and dad like come in and I was like, oh my God, like don't worry, it's wrestling.
Yeah.
I said, don't worry, everything's okay. But I'm like, that is genuinely insane. And I think that they knew that that's the reaction that they were going to get from the audience because every reactor that I saw to it on TikTok or on Twitter, they also screamed and yelled bloody murder at this moment because you thought it looked like Dom was just going to fall. And during that whole match, I did see that there was like chain around him, but I thought that was just part of like the visuals of it because for this match, Dominic was in above the ring in a cage, like off to the side, not in the middle of the ring, because I'm sure that would have interfered with like visuals and stuff. So he was off to the side. But this was one of the scariest parts of the match. Was Dominic
almost falling.
Yes. I was like, and then him dangling there with his little leg in the air. Like it was genuinely crazy. And then another good visual was when Rhea gets this kendo stick from out under the ring and she just heads over to Dominic and I immediately knew. I'm like, oh no, it's going to be Piñata City up in here. Dominic is going to rain little chicles or little dulcecitos and and nothing like that happened. She was whacking him. And I'm like, oh my God, it wasn't just 1 or 2, rest friend. She just kept going.
That's what's up, rest friend. I would have done the exact same thing. Can you imagine if everyone had the opportunity to beat their ex?
That's crazy.
In the ring and then beat the person that your ex left you for? Oh my God. Like Rhea Ripley's over here living so many women's dreams.
Shout outs to her. Couldn't be me. If it would have been me, it would have been little suavecito taps. I would have been like, oh my God, Dominic.
No matter what, I always loved you.
I'm here for you.
Salúdame a tu mamá. That would be you, rest friend.
I'm dead. Oh my gosh. So while this was happening, we see somebody come out from the crowd and I was like, who is this? What's happening? And I was like, oh, it's Raquel. It wasn't like oh my God, Raquel's back, which is kind of shitty.
Yeah.
But I also think that WWE thought that they were gonna get like a bigger reaction, and there hasn't been like, not to say any teases or anything, because some wrestlers come back without teases and they're incredible. But it was just kind of confusing in this sense. Like, yeah, I know that Liv and Raquel were women's tag team champs for a little bit, but what are we doing?
Yeah.
Because technically, this match ended in a disqualification. Liv has been running away from Rhea this whole time when she's been champion, and the main focus has been Dominic. I love that the main focus has been Dominic. Great. But
Mhm.
also, when he's out there, people were booing the shit out of Dominic the whole time. And it's like, okay, the women are having a great match, and they were. The match was fantastic. But I feel like he kind of took away from that, as all men do when something happens. Like, do you remember when Nikki Bella was dating John Cena, and every time she got into the ring, there was chants about John Cena? Same thing happened
Yeah.
to Brie. There was chants of Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
Same thing when Michelle McCool comes back for the Royal Rumble. People chants The Undertaker. Like, shut the fuck up. Like,
No, literally. I agree with you.
it irritates my life. Like, the women are
Yeah.
in there. Chant for the women. Look at what the women
Yeah.
are doing. It would have been great, as if Rhea went and tried to hit him with the pinata, then people hit him with the pinata, hit him like a
Like a
pinata.
piñata.
Um, then people would have said something about Dominic. But like, while the women are actually fighting and putting on a good match, like, that's kind of fucking disrespectful.
No,
Um,
it's very disrespectful. Yeah.
so um, Raquel comes back and she's just in the ring. She helps Liv Morgan, and the referee rings the bell, right? But
Mm.
there comes a point where Raquel just picks up Liv Morgan after she has body slammed Rhea Ripley, and she kind of just picks her up and tosses her on top of um, Rhea, expecting the referee to count. And of course,
I,
why would the referee count if the match is already over?
that's what I'm thinking right now because I'm literally watching that exact moment
Yeah.
right now, restaurant, and I'm like, what is she doing?
I was like, I'm confused.
Um,
And in my head, I'm like, maybe she was too excited. She didn't hear the bell. Like, what's happening? And I've heard backstage rumblings that this was not how it was supposed to end, but the referee rung the
oh,
bell because he witnessed everything. So there was no way that he witnessed everything and didn't disqualify somebody.
I
Um,
see.
so I don't know who made that decision backstage in the moment to be like, all right, do ring the bell, or if he kind of made it on the fly. But it was for a sketchy ending, so yeah.
Sketchy ending.
It's for it's for a
You know
sketchy
what?
ending.
At least they all looked good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I love the for both Ria's and Liv's gear are giving.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, now I do feel a little bit bad for Raquel because was she not told that the ending was changing? You're right, because it
Yeah.
makes her look like, what are
Makes
you
her
doing,
look
girl?
like, girl, what are you doing? You just got back and you're already not following directions.
Yikes. And it's like it's like you said, I mean, there's already not what do you call it? I don't really hear much people, like many people talk about Raquel.
Mhm.
We have witnessed that, well, I have witnessed that um what do you call it? Yeah, not many people are behind her.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, we'll see what happens with this, I guess. I know a lot of people would be excited to see Raquel back and working with or against Rhea.
Mhm. That would be cool, because then we kind of believe, you know, for a long time, that Raquel is also strong. Raquel can also
Yes.
work. And she is
Yes.
kind of like Nia Jax in the idea that you're like, wow, this is a powerhouse. So this is a person that could possibly beat Rhea. Because when you've booked Rhea as strong as you have, you don't think that Liv Morgan is gonna like out strength her
Yeah.
in any way. So we'll see how this goes. But next thing that I want to talk about is about Cody and Roman teaming up to go against Solo and Jacob Fatu, which I honestly thought was going to be a little bit more exciting, but it was what it was. It was what it was. I was glad to see that Roman and Cody were teaming up, because I'm like, this is what I wanted. I loved
Yeah.
Roman and I loved Cody, and I hated to brew Roman because I loved Cody so much. So the fact that they were both in the same ring at the same time working together, I was like, yes, this is what I'm here for. I love to see it. And there was some really, really cool spots in this match. in terms of returns because we got to see the return of Jimmy. So someone was like backstage was under the ring, and the commentary is like, "Oh, my monitor's out. I can't see who it was. Like I don't know what's happening." But Tama Tonga and Tangaloa were taken out uh by this masked figure, and he removes his mask, and of course it is Jimmy. And I was like, "Oh my god, Jimmy's back. Finally. Finally we're going to get the bloodline back together, the original bloodline." Because what the heck was going on? I don't know what this Solo Sokoa Jimmy Fatu group is. It's honestly not for me. And it's
Yeah.
not giving tribal chief.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I I I I see them together and I'm like, it makes sense.
Mhm.
But then when it comes to the wrestling and then um what do you call like just the entertainment part, like it's not giving. It's not
Mhm.
giving for me.
It's really not. It's really really not. But Jimmy was in there. He helped the guys pick up the win, and then they're walking out, right? And as they're walking out, Cody's in the ring, and then Cody gets attacked, which I'm like, all right, this is disrespectful.
Best friend, are they ever gonna leave our poor Cody alone?
Honestly, I hate the way he gets bullied. I don't like it.
Literally, like it's always Cody. No one attacked Roman like this.
Exactly.
Roman wasn't getting attacked like this.
Exactly. So Mario's
So
gonna
it's like,
message us and roll footage. You're like, all right, watch this. So as Cody's getting attacked, Jimmy and Roman are kind of like, man, what do we do? Do we go back and help? And then Jimmy's like, all right, whatever you want to do, I'm behind you. I got you. So they do go back and they help Cody. And I'm like, oh, friendship. Love to see it. Um, I'm ready for this. Supposedly, they're working up to a type of like war games match, right? Where it would be the original tribal chief versus the new tribal chief, and I
mm,
guess we'll see how that works out. But it's gonna be
mm.
interessante for sure. And they're in the middle of the ring, Roman and Cody. As soon as Cody puts his championship up, The Rock's music plays, and I'm like, oh my god, are we never gonna get rid of this man?
No, no, my goodness. I'm so glad you said it that way because that's exactly how I feel about The Rock too.
And I love The Rock. I absolutely love The Rock.
I don't.
And if there is a time, first friend, you don't like Moana? What can I say
I'm
except
sorry, I
you're
didn't finish watching
welcome?
it.
Best friend, Moana is
And
so
that
good.
you know what? I'm sure it is because a lot of people talk about it. Best friend, I'm not huge on Disney movies. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm
Best
not.
friend, how could you do this to me?
Yeah. I know, I'm so sorry. I know that breaks your heart because you're like, you love Lilo and Stitch. I know you
Yes,
love Disney
yes.
movies.
Oh my god. And this is one where I'm like, wow, The Rock, you really did that. Like, also, he has a movie. I don't know if you've watched The Tooth Fairy. The Rock in The Tooth Fairy is hilarious. It's
Yeah, I
also
feel like I did watch
it's
that.
also a Disney movie.
Yeah, I feel like I did watch that one when I was younger,
That one is
obviously, right? Because
so
it came out a
good.
very long time ago.
Yeah, my
But
dad loves
I'm not
the
gonna lie to you, restaurant. That's probably like the only movie that I can tell you
damn.
that I watched with the. I watched the Fast and the Furious one where he was in,
Okay.
but I don't remember it because
I
I'm not
I
the
didn't
biggest
I didn't
fan.
watch the Fast and the Furious ones though. I think I stopped watching after like
Okay.
the third one, and then I should have not because I know like John Cena's in one of them, one or two. I don't know.
Yes.
So I should probably go back and watch those. But my dad is in love with the Scorpion King. Like he watched the shit out of that movie, and
The Scorpion
that's I
King.
think the
Oh,
first
okay.
movie that The Rock was in. I
Okay.
want to say that that's what it is. But
Okay.
back to Moana and its iconic nature. I can't believe, best friend, they're coming out with a second one, so you need to finish up the first one.
I need to catch
You
up. You
need to
said
catch up, best friend, okay?
the things I do for you. You need me to catch up on that.
Please, best friend. How are we gonna watch this in
Um,
theaters, best friend?
you. I'm only gonna watch Hocus Pocus because of you.
Okay, and
Like,
I've been trying to get you to watch it for a year, so we're working on it.
yes, yes, it's in the process. I promise.
So by 2026, we will finish Moana. Wonderful. So The Rock comes out, and I'm like, okay, you know what? If there was a time for Roman and The Rock, yes, it would make sense that it would be this year
Mhm.
because now Roman is technically not the tribal chief. He doesn't have the championship on him, nor does he need it. The Rock and Roman does not need a championship, and I'm
I agree.
here for this. I think this could be a great night one. And the night two, if you want to fight Cody, then you fight Cody. Sure, why not? Um, why did The Rock come out with the title? Is my thing. He came out with his own Rock title. Best friend. Ugh, Jesus Christ.
Best friend, no comment.
Jesus Christ. I'm cackling, and I just noticed that right now when he came out with his little title.
So, so do you think? I don't know. I just felt like it's so early to start preparing for WrestleMania, but like, do you think that this is the perfect time to start building
Yeah.
that up?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
To start having him show like little tidbits, and I'm sure on Monday Night Raw something's gonna happen, and they'll show something like maybe a little
Yeah.
teaser, or he'll address Roman specifically. But there is gonna be heavy bloodline involvement, I think, because they just signed Hikuleo, so I don't know when he's
Hmm.
going to be joining.
That's true.
I don't know which side he's gonna be on. I don't see a world where it's not with Solo and Jimmy and all of and Jacob, because I think Jay and Jimmy and Roman are going to stick around, and I think Sammy would possibly also get included in that. He's the OG bloodline. He's the honorary Oos.
You're so right. To be honest, I kind of wish they wouldn't have broken up Roman Reigns
Hmm.
from being with the rest of them, because how crazy deep would they have looked if Hikuleo would debut and Roman would have still been with them, and Jimmy and Jay. I mean, I know that's a lot,
Yeah.
but I don't know. That would have been a crazy deep game. I would have been all for that.
All for it. You know what I'm not all for? Something that happened backstage was that Kevin Owens apparently turned on Cody, which I'm like, all right, I've had enough.
Best friend, when you told me that, that broke my heart.
Not our favorite.
Literally, like, this is the one man we always believe in, and he attacks Cody,
I'm not here for it.
our other favorite.
Our other favorites, not our favorites, battling it out.
I know. I sent you a picture on Instagram
Oh.
so that
Second.
you can see that. It has to do with Cody and Kevin.
Oh my God, is it like the footage?
No.
Oh,
I would
yeah.
not
Best
break
friend,
our hearts like that.
I had just seen this picture where they're like at Disneyland together. This is crazy. This is like when Kevin Owens was trying to fight John Cena. So you have a John Cena tattoo on your body. That is crazy.
Oh my goodness.
Crazy.
It's like you getting to fight Britt Baker.
That's wild. That's
Like,
wild.
you
Yes.
look up to this woman,
That's
and then
like-
you got to beat her
That's
up.
like me having beef with her. That's insane.
Yeah.
Let's talk about other beef. So CM Punk had a match with Drew McIntyre, and this was a Hell in a Cell match. And this match had so much blood, you would have thought John Moxley was in there, because the amount of blood that was coming out of Drew McIntyre's forehead was just insane. There was wrenches, there was tables, there was friendship bracelets, or friendship beads from the bracelets. Honestly, it was crazy. But
No, it was.
there were some noticeable pauses before some moves, which is understandable because you have to make sure that in this type of match you're like extra safe. It was definitely like a top 3 match of the night for me. But CM Punk picked up the win, which I'm like, all right, where do we go from here? Where is this feud? Because I don't think, has Drew McIntyre gotten a payout from this? Like, what does Drew get out of this? Like, I don't know if he's won a match with Punk before. That's what I'm asking.
That's what I'm trying to remember, because I remember Drew winning a match. I just don't remember if it was against Punk or someone else, but
Yeah.
it was during his feud with Punk. So I
Very
can't
they might
remember.
be like evenly split, but my thing is like, all right, where do we go from here?
Yeah.
If Punk is winning in this feud, he absolutely has to get his ass beat by Seth Rollins. Like, that
No.
is the end game.
Yes, I agree, because I mean, we go from having this feud where it looks like they sincerely hated each other. Maybe not. Maybe backstage it was not like that, but it legit seemed like this beef was real, because I mean, Drew McIntyre was out here taking pictures with Jack Perry and posting it on the internet. And we all know, whether this is kayfabe or not, we know that CM Punk would not. I'm sure
Would not
he didn't like
appreciate
that, or
that. Yeah.
unless he changed, right? Because he looks like a changed man. At least that's the persona he's trying to put out there. But I also wonder that, restaurant, and I feel like that would be the greatest, not ending, but that would be such a great way to continue this, to bring out another man that hates CM Punk. Let's continue this. Let's continue this shit.
Run it back. Run it back.
I'm all for it. I'm all fucking for it.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. I do think that Rollins is gonna get involved some way, shape, or form. That's a true Chicago man if I've ever seen one. He's at every single goddamn Bears game. He watches every game. Shout
Mm-hmm.
outs to him. I love Seth Rollins.
Mm-hmm. Me too. Me too.
Something that I do want to mention, I don't have it in notes, but Chelsea Green had a match on SmackDown versus Meechin, and it was
Mm-hmm.
like a garbage match, like a garbage can match. I don't know exactly what the gimmick was, but Chelsea Green comes out in like some streets and sanitation gear with a trash bag as her tail, like rest friend. Let me I think I can find this. Genuinely, she looked incredible, and I'm like, only you, Chelsea Green. Only you, because it looked so good. And honestly, they don't get the credit that they deserve. Um, but man, it was just some good stuff from the women on SmackDown. And the premise is like the you go through the table, you get pinned, or you go to the table, you win, or you lose. So sorry, restaurant. It's fucking Monday. Oh my god.
It's okay, restaurant.
So
I'm right behind you.
whoever gets put into the trash can, um, we could watch a little bit of it, but literally look at how she's dressed in like the neon yellow, like she's working, she's had a hard day, and there's literally trash. There's a dumpster right there. Like they have to get put through the dumpster, and the dumpster door has to close.
What?
And I'm like, this is so fun. Like they need to have more matches like this. Like this
For
is
the women,
for the women.
yes.
Yes, like it was reminding me of like the old school gimmick matches that they would make the women do, but this was
Yeah.
like so elevated, so fun. The women were actually fucking wrestling, and I'm like, this is it. This is it for me. And then Piper Niven comes out, and on commentary, someone was like, I thought that was Walter White, and Walter White is from Breaking Bad. He has the same little outfit when he's making his meth, and
His meth.
it's just so good. Like
When he's cooking up some of his meth.
when he's cooking up some good stuff, and it's just really crazy because Meechin grabs Chelsea and they both go through the table into the trash, and then Meechin comes out and closes the garbage dumpster door, and she wins the match. And honestly, it was just so incredible. It was so incredible. I'm like, this could have
That's
been in the pay-per-view.
No,
Look
that's so cool.
look
I
at
agree with you.
Chelsea.
Oh my goodness. If there's one thing Chelsea's good at, there's a couple things she's good at, but if there's one thing she's good at is being dramatic.
And
She is so good at being dramatic.
and I know she was in that trash can in there rubbing all that dirtiness stuff in her face. Like, because there's no
Yeah.
way she just came out and everything was just dirty. I know she was like in there, just like wiping everything on. I love her.
Yeah.
She's been working
Yeah.
really, really hard, and it shows. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to her because fantastic. Alrighty, let's talk about the stupid belt, rest friend, which I have so many goddamn notes to talk about this.
Oh my goodness.
During the pay-per-view, Triple H comes out and he's like, "Oh, we have the highest attendance in a pay-per-view or in a PLE." I'm guessing it was not counting WrestleMania, for an arena show, not a stadium, for an arena show. And it was like, I want to say maybe 16,000. I'm not sure. People can fact check me on that. But Triple H, I need you to be so serious right now with this Saudi title, because first of all, people boycott that pay-per-view in general. I don't know if he knows this, but people go out of their way to not watch this pay-per-view. So for him to give a championship, which has no meaning, like the thing that he said was like, there will be a champion, but like you're not defending it. You're not defending that crown jewel title on Monday Night Raw, on SmackDown. because what's the point of that pay-per-view then if you are defending that championship constantly? It doesn't make sense. The championship is like the size of Triple H's torso. So I'm sure 5 of those belts make one Triple H. If you collect all
Yeah.
5, you can play the game. Like I I don't know. Nobody asked for it, and there's no need in the divisions for it, in either division, for the men's or the women's. I feel like it's kind of like the NFL belts, which
Yeah.
no shade to the NFL belts, but those are not belts for WWE. Those are belts for the NFL, for someone
Yeah.
who maybe watches wrestling and also watches football, and they're like, "Hey, let me get a Chicago Bears WWE title." Like, great, but that
Hmm.
is a niche within a niche.
Yeah.
So it literally makes no sense. What I thought we were going to get, and what a lot of people thought we were going to get, was a mid card title for the women, which would have made way more sense because technically you have, like, again, I'll use the old terms, like the WWE, the Raw Women's title and the SmackDown Women's title. You need something in the middle for the women, which NXT does have. They have their, I believe they also have their North American Championship for the women, or something along those lines. But it's just like, what are we doing? I'm so
Yeah.
confused. And I showed you the belt before we started recording. What are your thoughts on this belt, first of all?
There's not many thoughts because I just feel like it has to probably be only for the Saudis. Like
Mm,
I'm assuming they're like, we want a belt or we're giving you money for a belt. I don't know. It has to be for the Saudis. And now I'm like thinking maybe they're also choosing the champion because what do you mean there's only gonna be one champion? Like um at least for the year or whatever.
yeah.
I feel like it has to be for them.
Yeah. It's definitely not for the fans. It's definitely
Right,
not
because
for
I'm like, no one
WWE.
asked for it.
And if you go back and listen to when Triple H is making this announcement and he unveils this championship, people are booing.
Yeah.
And it's like, I guess in that moment, I don't know if Triple H notices when people boo or cheer, or I'm sure he noticed when people cheer, but he might have honestly just blocked it out. Honestly, blocked out the boos. Um, and I guess people will say that, oh, even if it was just like a regular belt, like, you guys always want something for the women, or you guys always want, more time for them. And for people who say that, I say, like, you sound like an idiot, because why would we not want that? Like,
Yeah.
you've had so many other belts. People, I think, or men specifically, like, they've never wanted more for women because they've always had it as a man. Like, there's always, like, even like the presidential thing. Like, imagine a world for us, like, we've never had, or for men, they've only had men as president. They've never had a woman as president, so they don't know what
Yeah.
it's like that even a woman is even running for presidency, and that's like
Yeah.
an insane concept to us. So it's kind of like that in regards to, like, men have already main evented in WWE. They've
Yeah.
had belts customized for them. John Cena had a spinner belt. Edge
Yeah.
made it the rated R title. There was the hardcore championship. The Fiend had his own face on his mask. So,
Yeah.
do you remember when Naomi put lights on her championship and then management
Yes.
absolutely lost it? Like,
Yes.
it's not the same. It's not the same. So, it frustrates me that the women are not getting anything.
Yeah. I know, Russ friend. I know. I mean, it's frustrating that they even continue with these shows because, like you said, a lot of people boycott it. A lot of
Mhm.
people go out of their way to not care for the show. I'm
Yeah.
one of those people. Like, I don't care when they're over there.
Mhm.
Um, what's it called? So yeah, it is very crazy how they just keep. It's like it's like when they would shove like Roman Reigns down our throats, and we didn't want that Roman Reigns. This is before he turned heel. If you remember, this time
Mhm.
people hated Roman Reigns, right? And they weren't listening. They still kept bringing out babyface Roman Reigns that we just did not care for. And it's the same. Not the same, right? We can't compare, but it's kind of like that with this. It's like they keep elevating and pushing this pay-per-view and going to Saudi Arabia that it's like, oh my God, when is it going to end? Never, because now they got this big ass belt that I'm sure costed them a ton of money.
Oh yeah, he said
Um,
something about, like, diamonds and or carrots or something. I have to go back for the specific number, but I was like, "What is this?" Nobody's
yeah,
gonna buy
that's
the
insane.
marketing wise. Nobody's gonna buy this on WWE Shop. Like, I guess maybe in Saudi they are. I guess maybe,
Maybe in Saudi they are
but it's
exactly.
not anybody here. And that's not to say that like we shouldn't be more inclusive of other places, but I just don't agree with what they're doing over there. So
I mean, people are dying, and we're out here.
we're out here making championship belts.
That call what? It's crazy to me. Absolutely not. I do not support it.
Craziness. All right, we wrapped up the thoughts on there. Anything else you want to bring up, or do you want to talk about Rest Friend? I know next week we'll probably just do an all Yuta episode. So
No, Rich friend. No, this is good. Thank you so much for taking the lead and talking about the what is it? It's not a pay per
Bad
view. What is
Blood,
it called?
a PLE, a premium live event.
PLE.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much for taking the lead and talking about it because it's a little rush. It's a little rough out here,
It's rough out here. It really is.
and you're always taking the lead.
Rest Friend, no, thank you for joining me because if not, I would have had 5 bullet points to myself and no one to agree with me.
Goodbye.
No one to agree with me. All right, guys. But if you want to see how our experience went in NXT, head over to Rest Friends. I see some of you guys already commented on there. Make sure you give us a like. Make sure you subscribe if you are not subscribed yet. We are on the road to 3,000 subscribers. Thank you
That's
guys so
insane.
much for always, joining and being just being so great with us. We really appreciate you guys. But Rest Friend, what do you have to say to our Rest Friends before we head out?
Well, just the same thing as always. Thank you guys so much. Even when you guys listen to our fun little podcast when we're on live, and even when you guys listen to the ones where we're not on live and we're just talking a little bit about wrestling, we appreciate every single comment, every single like. Thank you guys so much. You guys already know where to go to see more of our content or
Right.
just to catch up on our content. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Linktree is on our bio. It's also on our YouTube. Go listen to our podcast. If you're driving and you just want to listen to some chismecito, go listen to our podcast.
Period. Alrighty, guys. We will chat with you next time. Bye.
Bye.